You're grounded. No! This kid's mom had the strictest grounding rules I've ever heard. When he got grounded, the only place he was allowed to be was his bedroom. She brought every meal upstairs. He had his own bathroom in his room. Unless he was leaving for school, he wasn't stepping a foot outside of his bedroom. Now here's the thing, his best friend lived right next door. Like their bedroom windows were 20 feet apart. Well, this kid got grounded a lot. And the first few times, they would yell to each other through the window, but his mom didn't like that. Hey, you better not be talking to your buddy! Well, one day, this kid snuck into the garage when he was grounded, came back to his room with some rope, a couple old skateboard wheels, and a basket. And by dinner, him and his best friend had secretly built a pulley system, going from his window to the other one. Now, when he's grounded, his best buddy is just sending him things to make the grounding easier. They also had walkie-talkies.
Bro, how you doing? I'm sending over a slice of pizza. Oh, thanks, man.
Nice. He would send over comic books, trading cards. One time he asked his buddy,
Hey, can you put your cat in the basket and send it over here? I could use a feline friend right now. No! Okay, that's fair.
and his mom was getting angry because she's like, he's almost enjoying being grounded. But there was a tree right in front of this pulley system, so when the mom was in the front yard, she couldn't see it. His mom never stopped being that intense, but when he turned 18, he moved out with his best friend. They got an apartment, and they were living the life. That's awesome. This kid's dad owned a self-storage facility. Those places that have tons of those storage units that look like garages. Well, one summer, this kid asks his dad, Dad, can I please use one of the storage units as a hangout place for my friends? His dad said, okay, son, you can use one unit. So every Saturday, this kid would go, unlock the unit, and he would bring a bunch of stuff there. Him and his friends dragged in an old couch, a TV, a mini fridge, a folding table, a carpet. They had an extension cord. They were playing Xbox. At first, it was just 4 of them. This is awesome, right, guys? Then somebody else. Pretty soon, every afternoon, there was like 20 middle schoolers hanging out at this storage unit. It was like the world's smallest clubhouse, but it was awesome. There were rules. There was snacks and drinks in the fridge, their very own secret headquarters. The funniest part, all these kids' parents thought they were just hanging out at somebody's house. This went on for the entire summer. Then one afternoon, one of these kids' moms has her pick him up at this place. She gets there and she's like, this isn't somebody's house. But then she sees a bunch of bikes out front, so she goes inside. She looks around. She starts hearing a noise. What is this? She knocks on the unit door where the noise is coming from. They open it, and she sees like 15 guys playing Xbox inside. What's going on here? Oh no! And instead of being a cool mom, she was super mad. Threatened to call the police. Threatened to expose this kid's dad. And after that, it was shut down. And all I know is, that mom sucks. There was a family who kept the same gallon of unopened chocolate milk for 6 years. When the dad bought it 6 years ago, nobody was allowed to drink it. He was convinced that unopened food and beverage would become a collectible and rare over time. He started referring to the milk as an investment. Every few months, he would take it out of the fridge, polish it down, and put it back in the exact same spot. The kids weren't even allowed to move it. One afternoon, the son was moving it around looking for a juice box in the fridge. Careful! That could pay for your college one day! Sure it will, Dad. Sure it will. He's insane. They all thought their dad was insane, but the dad kept researching old food online, on eBay, and kept showing the family. See, look, this unopened bag of chips sold for $2 grand last year. Yeah, Dad, that's chips. You're saving milk. Eventually, he bought a tiny refrigerator just to keep this gallon of milk in, and he put a lock on it. The family begged him to throw it away every single day, but he wouldn't. By the end of year 6, this gallon of milk was getting swollen. And one night, they heard a pop coming from the garage. He goes in there. The milk carton had exploded in that tiny fridge that he bought. The smell was so bad, they had to hire a crime scene cleanup company to come and clean it up. This kid said his dad wouldn't stop crying for days. That's pretty sus. This kid got a summer job at a golf course when he was 13 years old. I'm 13. I work at a golf course. His whole job was simple. When golfers finished their round, they would drop off their golf carts. He would hose it down, Then they would get the golf carts and take it away. After a couple of weeks, his bosses trusted him with the golf carts, even to drive them sometimes. Then one afternoon, he's taking this really nice golf cart back to the clubhouse. Well, there's a pond between him and the cart barn. Cuts the corner a little too tight. One tire slips off the path. He jerks the wheel. The whole cart is sliding. He's hitting the brake, but nothing's happening. I'm hitting the brake. Nothing's happening. And then splash. Him and the golf cart in the pond. He jumps out just before this thing sinks. Now he's standing there soaking wet, staring at what he just did, and he's terrified. But wait till he finds out whose golf cart that was. Club manager comes running over after hearing the ruckus. What happened over here? Please tell me that wasn't cart 12. That was cart 12. Turns out that was the mayor's brand new golf cart that he was keeping there at the club. And now it was sitting at the bottom of a pond. The mayor comes out. Hey, is that my cart in the water? I want him fired. What? Listen, I'm sorry, kid, but you're fired. I mean, yeah, I guess that does make a little sense. Every summer, this kid hosted the coolest bike ride in town. He would always spend the first part of summer memorizing whose houses were using their sprinklers and which sprinklers would spray onto the sidewalk. So every morning he would ride around and he would see whose sprinklers were on, and then around 2 in the afternoon, he would send a big old group text. Ride leaves in 10. Pretty soon, there'd be like 20 kids in front of his house with their bikes. This kid would strap a little Bluetooth speaker to his, you would hit play, and he would lead this group. So it's him and like 20 kids on bikes behind him. This whole ride was planned. He would take them right in front of the sprinkler houses so everyone would get cooled off. Then they would take a turn and dry off, then down a different street with more sprinklers. Kids were screaming, people were having a blast. It was a giant parade of bikes. Then after about a half an hour of riding through walls of sprinkled water, he would drive back to his house where his dad was set up with the grill making hot dogs. Everyone would leave their bikes on the lawn and they would sit, eat hot dogs, drink pop, and have a great time. He never charged a single penny for this water park neighborhood bike ride, but people loved it and it became a tradition. After a couple years, every house on the block put their sprinklers by the sidewalks to make it more fun for these kids. And that, my friends, is absolutely beautiful. My bike chain broke. Call Bike Boy. This neighborhood had this one kid. Everybody called him when their bike broke. He could fix anything. Flat tire, if your chain fell off, the brakes were wonky, call him. Hey, my brakes are wonky. I'm on 5th Street. You called the right guy. He showed up carrying this beat up old backpack. He drove a bike, and attached to the bike was this trailer thing that he would keep all his tools in, spare tires, chains. He had a bike pump. It was a mobile bike repair shop. He even made his own tiny business cards. Tyler's Bike Rescue, and his phone number. The entire neighborhood kept them in their wallets because you never knew when you needed them. Even parents would put these business cards on their refrigerator. Business started getting bigger and bigger. Suddenly, he wasn't just fixing bikes. He would install new grips, swap the pedals out for something nicer, adjust seats, improve the seats. He was now a bike repair and customization service. Every afternoon, there'd be 2 or 3 bikes flipped upside down in this kid's driveway, and he'd be working on them. People were paying him pretty good. And by the end of summer, Tyler, this random middle school kid, became the neighborhood's official bike roadside assistance and customization. You gotta respect the hustle. Everybody thought this teacher was nice. She was funny. Easy homework. Then one Monday morning, one of the students comes in, tells everybody he got into a really bad car accident that morning. The car was totaled. All the students had questions. It was actually really bad. The car totaled, but not a scratch on me. Everyone then settles down, class is starting. The teacher turns around to grab something from her desk. And apparently, I guess she thought she was thinking this to herself because for some reason, she said this. Car accident, huh? I wish he would have died in that car accident. Excuse me? Yo, miss, what'd you say? I said nothing. You said you wish he died in that car accident. What's wrong with you? Everybody's absolutely shocked. Who would say that? And why? She's saying, no, it came out wrong. I didn't mean that. Well, what else would you mean? But it didn't matter because 30 people in that class heard it. And they told everybody. Parents get involved. The administration gets involved. And according to the students, they said that teacher did not last another week. She was fired. All because one sentence she said out loud that she didn't mean to. But honestly, even if she was thinking it, what a freak. There was a teacher that absolutely hated this kid. At least that's how the kid felt. And it was the first class of the day. And for some reason, this classroom was freezing. It's always so cold in there. The kids would walk in shivering. So this kid starts wearing a jacket. Problem solved, right? But the day this kid wore this new jacket, suddenly a rule appeared. All right, students, a new rule in my class. No jackets are allowed to be worn. Okay? He literally said it's because of a fire hazard. Every day was the same argument. Jacket off. Why? It's the rule. Now, this kid was smart. This school has a school-wide rule where students are not allowed to wear graphic t-shirts. So he comes into class wearing his jacket, he tells them to take it off, and he does. Well, now the shirt he's wearing is actually violating dress code. The teacher sees it, and his eyes light up because now he's got him for something real. Oh, your shirt, office, now. The kid gets sent to the principal. The teacher's practically celebrating. The principal looks at him and he says, you know, I don't have time for this today. You have a jacket? Just wear that. So now he walks back to class. And when he gets there, he puts his jacket back on. No, you know my rule. Also, what happened with the principal? You just told me to put a jacket on over the shirt. You're lying. The teacher then calls the principal down to the classroom, and the principal said, yeah, just let him wear the jacket. And that teacher looked like a jerk. Bronson was getting bullied pretty badly. Probably because my name is Bronson, I don't know. And one day the bullies come up with the dumbest threat ever. There's a school assembly that afternoon. The whole student body's gonna be there. You're gonna stand up in the middle of the assembly and you're gonna shout something at the top of your lungs. I don't care what it is, but you're gonna shout. And if you don't, I'll beat in your butt tomorrow. Bronson's terrified because he knows that these guys are serious. They've made crazy threats before. So now he's sitting in the assembly thinking about what and when to yell. So the principal's talking. The bathrooms on the second floor have been closed down due to a raccoon issue, but that's gonna get fixed soon. And all the students are silent. And finally Bronson just panics. He stands up and he screams, "Milk!" Really loud. The principal stops. Bronson then screams it again. Milk! Silence for a few seconds, and then everybody starts cheering. Yeah, milk! Yeah, milk! Okay, Bronson. Even the principal. All right. And Bronson starts crying. Milk! The principal thought it was so funny or whatever that he bought Bronson a milk carton mascot costume and let him run around during school games. Hey, the milk movement. Don't underestimate it. You better respect it. This kid's having the greatest day of his life at an amusement park. I'm having the greatest day of my life. He's young. He's eating cotton candy. He's going on rides. Amusement park characters everywhere. Oh my God, Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon. He's hugging them, taking pictures. He's having an amazing time. Then at some point after a ride, he looks around. Mom? Dad? He's lost. It was crowded, the music was blasting, he's crying. He's weaving through people looking for his parents or looking for an employee. Finally, he spots a side door near one of the restaurants. I'm gonna go in there. He thinks maybe there's workers in there that could help him, so he opens the door. It wasn't locked. He goes in, and he was not supposed to see this, because behind that door was a giant break room filled with all the park characters, except none of them had their mascot masks on. The princesses, the animals, the superheroes, all sitting around folding tables. The air was smoky. They were playing poker and drinking beer. I got a royal flush. Man, you got me. Wait, there's a kid in here. Everybody then turns to him, and the kid is completely horrified. The magic was ruined. Then one of them starts to stand up and walk towards him, probably to help him. But he freaks out. Stay back! And he runs for his life. He sprinted around the amusement park for about 25 minutes when he miraculously ran into his mom. He was safe, but he never went back to that amusement park ever again. Yo, that's nuts. Hey Johnny, come to the bonfire next week. Awesome. Johnny was invited to one of the popular kids' bonfires, and this was a big moment for him. He was hyped. He decided he wanted to be the bonfire guitar guy. You know, the guy that would sit by the fire and play songs and everyone tells him how cool he is? So he buys a guitar with money from his first job. He spends that entire week practicing. Okay. Huh. Not too bad. They're gonna love this. Fingers shredding, watching tutorials. He's pretty decent. Kind of a natural. And finally, it's the big bonfire night. Like 20 kids there. They're all sitting around. Johnny brought his guitar. He sees his opportunity. Hey, you guys mind if I play a song for you? All right, man. Yeah, go for it. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, play us a song. So he starts playing, and he's actually killing it. Whoa, he's pretty good. Yeah, he is. People are impressed. Then he gets a little too confident. He starts going a little crazier. Fully dramatic rock star mode when all of a sudden, snap! One of the strings breaks and flies up and whips him right in the eye. And in a pure moment of panic, he just throws the guitar off him. Everyone goes silent. Johnny gets his composure. He realizes there's way too many people here for him to be freaking out. He's gonna look like a loser. But when he opens his eyes, he realizes he threw his guitar into the bonfire. And now the guitar is burning like firewood. No one said a word for about 30 minutes. They just sat around that fire warming themselves up with Johnny's guitar he bought to impress everybody. He never lived that down, and he wasted $200 on that guitar. That's nuts. She would walk home every day. It was 2 blocks. Headphones in, just going her own way. And like clockwork, every day, here they come. 5 kids on bikes. Hey, what's up, idiot? Yeah, what's up, idiot? Leave me alone. Loser. On this day, they pushed her down and drove away. She goes home and she's crying. She's really upset. Then she has this thought. There's a school directory, and she finds the phone number to the ringleader bully's house. So she calls it, pretending to be her older sister. Hi, this is Kyla Mortenson's older sister. She goes to school with your son. Well, yeah, on her walk home today, your son assaulted her in the street. He pushed her down. The kid's mom hangs up immediately. She thinks she's not gonna do anything. 1 hour later, they get a knock at the door. Hi, are you Kyla? Yes. My son has something to say to you. And behind her was her son, crying. He was scared. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I will never do that again. She then pulls her phone out of her pocket and opens the camera. She begins recording and says, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm so sorry. I will never do that again. Okay. Apology accepted. She was smart to get that video because later that kid tried to bully her again. And then she pulled it out. Hey, loser! You mess with me, I'll show everybody this. And she plays the video for him. I have multiple copies of it too. Okay, bye. And that was that. Yo, when this kid was young, his parents told him, Sweetie, your hamster got too big for its cage. We had to give him to a new home. Aww. He was like 8 years old and he believed it completely. He was devastated, but he eventually got over it. He just figured, well, Chester's out there somewhere. I hope he's happy. Fast forward a few years. Now, the kid's in middle school. One day, him and his older brother are arguing over something stupid. Yo, I finished my homework early to play the PlayStation. Mom said I could. I don't care, dude. I'm not getting off. I'm staying on this all night. You're a freaking jerk, dude. Yeah, well, you're a baby. It escalates. The kid then unplugs the PlayStation in the middle of a match, and his older brother freaks out. You know what? You really think Mom and Dad gave your hamster to a new home? What? Yeah. Follow me outside. What do you mean? Where are we going? So now he's confused. The older brother leads them both outside. The older brother grabs a little shovel, and he begins digging in the middle of the yard. You really thought, oh my God. What's going on? There it is. The older brother pulls out this little knit bag. He opens it, and inside was the dead hamster. See, look, it never went to a new home. The cat frickin' killed it, and Mom and Dad lied to you. For the rest of his middle school career and high school, that little brother was a menace to both his parents and his older brother. He said he never forgave them. One summer, this kid wanted to make some quick cash. Well, he noticed that people seemed to be obsessed with everything organic. He thought to himself, if I sold organic eggs, I bet I could make some good money. That's the issue. He didn't own any chickens. So what did he do? He built a fake chicken coop in his backyard. Then he went to his local grocery store and bought some regular eggs. 5 cartons of the cheapest ones he could find. He then took them home and went into his backyard. And he started rubbing these eggs in damp potting soil to make them look dirty. All right, dirtying up some eggs. He then bought generic brown cartons from the store, and he put these dirtied up regular eggs into the cartons. And then he walked door to door and told all of his neighbors that he collected this from his own chicken coop in his backyard. Yep, you can see my coop right there through the fence. Oh wow, I didn't know you had chickens. People were eating it up. This kid was charging $9 for a dozen of eggs that cost him like 3. He was making hundreds of dollars. And the scam worked for a little bit until they ventured off into the neighborhood over. And they knocked on the door of somebody who actually did used to own chickens. Straight from your chicken coop, you say, huh? Liar! Person rubs the dirt off, and this kid was exposed. He didn't even try to explain. He just said sorry, and he went home. The neighbor didn't call the cops or anything. They just posted on a Facebook group, warning people of a kid selling these eggs. A couple days later, during dinner time, this kid was enjoying some spaghetti when a bunch of his neighbors began to knock at his door, asking for their money back. That's insane. All right, class, first we dissect, then we eat. This biology teacher had a side job as a chef, and apparently he was pretty good. Well, the kids in his biology class would frequently have these days, dissection days, where you would dissect frogs, cats, I don't know. But most of the time, the teacher would order a bunch of squid from the local market. The squid would be thawed out, raw, and passed out to every student. All right, you should all have a worksheet and a squid. You have 25 minutes. Get to dissect it. Everybody would dissect the squids. They would use the ink to write messages to each other. It sounds kind of fun if you like that kind of stuff. But then the teacher would do something different. He would pull out a George Foreman portable grill from underneath his desk, plug it in, and preheat that baby. Then he would collect all these squids from each lab table, bring them up, season them, and toss them on the grill. Oh, it's smelling good. The first time he did this, the students thought he was absolutely insane. They're like, there's no way we're gonna eat that. But then someone tried it. Wait, that's actually good. Let me try. That is good. I guess the way he cooked this squid was just delectable, and they were constantly looking forward to these days. And although it sounds weird, I think that's a good teacher. What would you do? It's 4 a.m., you're sleeping, your phone rings. It's a number that you don't recognize, but you answer it. Hello? The voice on the other end is distorted, but he says,
I'm at the corner of 5th and Main. The gift is in the trash can. You have 5 minutes to get it, or it's going to somebody else.
What? You live right down the street from 5th and Main. You have no idea what this package is, and it was meant for somebody else. This was obviously a very sketchy phone call, but you're curious. You have 2 choices. You get up, you go, you grab the gift. But it could be something dangerous, or it could be money, or something very illegal, or you ignore the phone call altogether. But for years, it eats you up inside not knowing what was in that trash can. What do? This teacher was the strictest in the school. No phones, no talking, and absolutely no food. But then one morning, before class, she saw a single flaming hot Cheeto perfectly taped to the middle of her desk. What is this? She peeled the snack off, put it in the garbage, and monitored the room incredibly well that day. Nobody came forward. The next day, another Cheeto, taped with a single piece of Scotch tape on the pencil sharpener. Another one. The next day, another one taped to the back of her chair. The day after that, it was taped to her escape key on her keyboard. What is going on? She had no idea who was doing this, and it was messing with her badly. So she went to the school principal and the people in charge, and they're like, okay, settle down, it's just a Cheeto, but I'll make an announcement. The principal was young and new, and he was about to make a major mistake. Good morning, students. Whoever keeps taping single hot Cheetos to things in Mrs. Gable's room, please stop. Uh-oh. He made that announcement to a middle school. What happened next? Dozens of students thought it was hilarious and started doing the exact same thing. There was flamin' hot Cheetos taped everywhere. Library books, school trophy case, the gym scoreboard. So the school tried to kill this joke for Mrs. Gable, but instead they accidentally started a cult, the taped hot Cheeto cult, and there was nothing they could do about it. The only thing that kills a trend is time, and it took some time. Leo thought his graduation party was a celebration. He had his friends there, his girl, but as soon as he stood up to cut the cake, his dad tapped a spoon against a glass. Cake time. Hold on. Everyone thought he was about to give a speech of how proud he was, but instead he listed off all the things that his son did that cost him money. Freshman year, it was $1,200 for a private math tutor. You still failed. Good joke, Dad. Not done. Sophomore year, $400 for the headphones. You lost them the day later. $250 for a parking ticket that you hid in your glove box until the late fees tripled. $1,000 for saxophone lessons, which you quit both of those. Boy, having you was a mistake, huh? It was so awkward. All of Leo's friends were just staring at the ground. Oh, then there's this one. $800 I spent on that leadership camp that you got kicked out of for bad behavior. Oh. And here's your gift from me. It was an envelope, and the only thing inside that envelope was a piece of paper that said, "You owe me," and the total of what he owes him. Good luck at college, son. You have a year to pay me back. And his dad just goes inside. The rest of the party sucked because it was super uncomfortable. Yo, that's messed up. Every school had a dead zone, a room in the basement or a locked corner of the gym where chairs and desks go to die. Most people see a pile of trash, but to Mr. Henderson, it was a gold mine. The school budget for furniture was pretty much zero. If a chair leg snapped or the top of a desk cracked, it wasn't getting replaced. So for a decade, the chair graveyard grew. They see a mess, but I see a spare heart for the chair in room 203. Mr. Henderson didn't just guard the room. He was pretty much a furniture surgeon. He had a specific system. When one chair broke, he knew which piece to grab from the graveyard. He was swapping around parts like he was Frankenstein. See, this one can be saved, but this one's too far gone. Except that leg is looking pretty nice. I'll take this and I'll put it here. It's fixed. Well, the legend started when a group of 10th graders tried to steal a few chairs. So they go into this graveyard. Quick, grab one. So they tried to grab a few chairs, but this is when it happened. They pulled out one chair and the entire mountain collapsed right onto them. And Mr. Henderson was in the corner of the room watching. Well, boys. Trying to steal my stash? He obviously helped them up and gave them a few band-aids for their scrapes. And the punishment for breaking into the room and trying to steal the chairs, they had to reorganize it and stack everything back up perfectly. You gotta love Mr. Henderson. He thought he was turning into a werewolf. So there's this kid in 8th grade who is super gullible. He believes everything he sees in movies is real. Well, he watched some werewolf movie the night before. And well, he apparently took it way too serious. One day they were doing the mile run in PE. And halfway through, he gets this brutal cramp on his side. It's also hot out and he's sweating, so his skin is also getting bright red. Normal kids would go to the nurse or just sit down for a second. This guy stops running and he looks at his arms. And I swear to you, he starts panicking. He thinks he's turning into a werewolf. Hey yo, something's happening to me, guys. I feel different. Now kids are backing away because this dude is starting to freak out. I'm feeling different, milk. Hey yo, what's going on? The coach walks over with a water bottle. Here you go, kid. He's breathing all heavy and he's asking people, can anybody else see the hair growing on me? No, kid. Eventually, he freaks out to the point where the gym teacher got the security guard and they dragged him to the nurse's office. Turns out it was actually just dehydration, which, yeah, that's obvious. But the kid had to go to therapy for a few weeks after that. Here's what happens when you sell snacks to a rich kid. This guy's running a locker snack business to save up for a computer. Well, one kid ordered a bag of hot Cheetos and a Gatorade. Easy transaction. So he brings it to this kid's locker, and the kid looks at the Cheetos all weird. Yo, man, this bag is way too wrinkled. Okay, I'll go grab a fresh one for you. So he runs back to his locker and grabs a fresh bag. He comes back, and now this kid's saying the Gatorade's wrong. Also, dude, this is the wrong flavored Gatorade. You said blue Gatorade. I did not say blue Gatorade. He said blue Gatorade. Well, while he's standing there, you know what, it's fine, I'll take it, okay? Well, the kid's standing there waiting to get paid when the rich guy starts showing his friends pictures of the yacht his parents just bought. Hey, Kevin, Deacon, check this out, man. That's a big boat. It's my parents. Hey, can I get the money? Jeez. Impatient, are we? Fine, here. Takes the money, he goes. The next day, the rich kid stops him in the hallway. Hey, yo, dude, those Cheetos were stale yesterday. I want a full refund. The Cheetos weren't stale, they were brand new. But he didn't know what to say, so he just refunded the guy. He says it doesn't matter. He's sure karma will catch up to this kid one day. Have you ever wondered how some parents can be so cruel? There was this family where the dad had a rule for everything. No phones at the dinner table. No friends over without a 48-hour notice. Bedtime at 9 p.m. sharp, even on weekends, no exceptions. And his teenage daughter had to keep a handwritten log of what she did every single hour of every single day. And if you don't do it, you're in big trouble. Which is completely insane. Well, one day, this girl forgot to log what she did after school, and her dad completely loses his mind. Takes her phone, her laptop, her journals, her books, and her TV, everything she enjoys, and he locks them in the garage. You can have them back when you write me an apology letter. Well, she wrote one. Not good enough, do it again. Then she wrote another one. Not good enough, do it again. She did it like 30 or 40 times before she just gave up. She never gets her stuff back, and the dad doesn't budge. He keeps saying, I told you, write me an acceptable apology and you get it back. but nothing was ever good enough for him. After this girl turned 18, she never spoke to her father ever again. And I think she's way better off. That's messed up. This guy claims to have a superpower, and he's dead serious. He claims that mosquitoes are literally terrified of me. He says he can walk directly into a swarm of mosquitoes and they would just buzz away. That's right. Well, his friends actually claim the same thing. Yeah, no, he's not kidding. I've seen it. And if you sit close enough to him outside, the mosquitoes avoid us as well. So this guy is literally providing anti-mosquito powers to his friends and himself. If this is real, it needs to be studied. And if it's fake, well, I don't know what to say. But his friends swear by it and so does he. So I choose to believe it. Do any of you have something like this? This school banned running at recess. No running, students! So kids started playing hide and seek on the playground. They were hiding behind slides, behind the benches, you know, around the corners, hiding in nooks and crannies. It was fun and harmless. But one of the teachers, again, no, this is too dangerous. If you want to play hide and seek, take it to the field. Are you kidding me? But here's the thing. The fields was right next to the playground, but it was basically just a patch of grass with one tree in the middle. How the heck are we supposed to play hide and seek over here? Just try it. So the kid starts counting. 1, 2, 3. He gets to 20, opens his eyes, and all of his friends are of course hiding behind the one tree. Found you, found you, found you, found you. Miss, this is ridiculous. It's not my problem, is it? After that day, those kids would just sit down every recess and do nothing. Sometimes I think teachers are unreasonable just for fun, and that is not okay. I tripped on that tree. Oh no, lock that tree up. This elementary school made no sense. When something bad happened in the playground, they would just build a fence around that thing. A kid trips over a tree during recess. The next day, there would be a metal barrier built around the tree. That's right, tree. You can't hurt anybody else. If a kid slips on mulch in the garden, they would build a fence around the entire garden. If a kid gets pushed off a bench, there'd be a fence. If he fell off the slide, there'd be a barrier around the entire slide. You get me? Eventually, the entire playground and the area surrounding it looked like a freaking construction site. Okay, recess sucks now, but at least you're safe from milk. You should retire already, old man. Eventually, the parents of these kids start to lose it. Hi, yeah, I'm here to see the playground. My kid has been saying crazy stuff. Yes, follow me. What the heck is this? After enough complaints, the school decided that they have to get rid of all of the fences and the barriers, and that they can't control everything these kids do. Yeah, that's wild.